Welcome everybody to the Alternative Sports Show, powered by Verge Magazine. Once again, it's myself, Matthew Connell, with Andre Dixon, and we're so excited to keep rolling on with Team GB interviews, talking to some of the finest Olympic talent in the house. And we have got, what I like to say, Olympic royalty, Team GB royalty, Maddie the Mad Dog Hinch, hockey gold medalist, Rio 2016. I'm still vibing off it. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. It seems so long ago, but anyways, I'll take it.
I'll take it, of course. I mean, it's now 5 years. You know, we're counting down towards Tokyo 2020 in 2021. It's been really fascinating for us. We've been talking to quite a few your colleagues from the Team GB world and learning a lot about, you know, the mindset and what it takes to be an Olympian. Now, I don't know if I totally don't expect you to remember this, but we actually met back in 2016, back in October. I was directing a video, part of Team GB versus Leicester City Football Club, and yourself and Helen Richardson Walsh did a football versus hockey challenge, and it was such a fun day. And yourself and Helen were so awesome to deal with. The Leicester City Football Club boys were a great laugh to be with, but it showed just to me, with Premier League champions, Olympic champions together, that so much comes off the back of a successful Olympic Games. What did you learn off the back of Rio 2016? Of course, you know, was there a lot more kind of, I don't know, media pressure? Did you take in your stride? What was the mental transition back into normality like?
Yeah, I mean, just like thinking back to that made me realize again like how nuts it was. Like I cannot describe how life shifted quite quickly, and to like just find yourself in situations where you're taking on really football players in some challenge thing, and then next thing you're on the Jonathan Ross show, and then you're on a TV event the next day. It was honestly, then I'm like cooking something on the breakfast. Honestly, it was quite frankly madness for weeks, and pretty much most of that year was just event after event and opportunity after opportunity to just keep being excited about what we'd achieved. And the best bit from it, to be honest, was just the fact that like everyone knew about it. Like going to the post office, they're like, "Oh, you're that goalie," and I'm like, "I literally wear a helmet for a living." Like the fact that they recognize me is nuts, but so cool for a sport that is essentially pretty small in the world of sport. So an incredible period of my life for sure. It's come with its challenges, definitely. I think like you have that ultimate high, and then it gradually, of course, naturally it goes to a low. It becomes less of an interest for people, and you're then chasing that high again. I think that's been the challenge. It's like the ultimate taste of something that you literally can't achieve any other way, and that has been the challenge, I guess, since, with an awful lot of attention on it as a sport, and for me individually, it's something that I've had to learn to get used to.
And as we count down towards Tokyo 2020, what, if there is anything, and if you have passed on, because of course what has been one of the benefits of this kind of year pause, it's a much younger Team GB squad, men's and women's, and there's an extra year to kind of gel and, you know, get tournaments out of the way and whatnot. From that experience, has there been anything that you've learned that you would tell yourself again this time round, or you're going to tell fellow colleagues?
Definitely. I think the number one thing that we're passing on for those of us that have been there and done it before is the importance of not getting carried away. I think we cannot look past our opening game against Germany as a squad. That's how we did it for Rio. We knew we had Australia first up, a really strong side that we'd not beaten very often, and we knew if we could get off to a winning kind of start there, the momentum would come and our belief would just grow stronger and stronger. So it's exactly the same. We've got Germany first up, a team that is probably the second best team in the world right now. So I can't look further than that. And it's important that as a squad, we do the same, and we take it one game at a time. It's a long couple of weeks, and I think the biggest mistake you can make is kind of already getting yourself caught up in the what ifs, or where might we be, you know, if this happens or this happens, or looking at other results from other teams. Like, you just have to stick in your own little bubble. So they're the messages we've been kind of passing on to the rest of the group, because it is a young squad. We've got a lot of fresh faces going out. The extra year is giving us a chance to kind of continue to grow as a younger group and gel more. So I think we've benefited from that. For us older ones, I'm not so sure. The body's definitely not enjoying the fifth year. But just excited to get going now. It just feels like a long time coming.
Well, Maddie, you've definitely inspired this household here to start training to be like you. You know, yesterday in doing a little bit of research, and I also saw your workout with the tennis balls, and then it looked like it was a football, and you was like almost doing sit-ups and doing that. So I did that yesterday with my daughter, and she enjoyed it so much that now she wants to do it in the pouring rain when she comes home from school. So you're to blame for that one.
Love it. That's the idea. Great. I can see video evidence of you doing it though for me.
Well, I was a little bit slower with the coming up. Yeah, there's several balls that hit my face. I'm not gonna lie.
Great.
Difficult comical watching, but like Maddie, you've had like over 100 appearances in international hockey. You know, so for those who don't follow the sport, what's the key to longevity in the sport of hockey?
That's a good question. I don't think I've been asked this before. I think in those rare periods that you get as an athlete to switch off and recover, you have to do it properly. And that might be like, yeah, surely that's easy. Like, surely you're buzzing to just like do nothing. But it sounds exciting for about a few days. And then you find yourself like out of your routine and just kind of in a world that's so far from the norm. We're so used to structure, and we're so used to kind of being taught to be here, do this, tick this box, eat this, like that's just life. So I guess the longer it goes on and the longer your career gets, you know, those windows of opportunity to rest, recover and give kind of back to your body and to yourself mentally, I think I've probably only learned to do that enough recently, and in the past I've not been able to switch off enough. So I think that's something that can definitely impact how long your career is, and yeah, be comfortable with that kind of being almost part of the process of the bigger picture. It's not something that's, you know, going to hinder you, it's only going to help you. So that would kind of be my advice, is to enjoy those rare moments, because they're not very often, that's for sure. You don't get very often where you can kind of have a guilt-free few weeks. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, you know, we're always on the lookout for the next people up, you know, the new generation. So let's talk teammates. Now, within the men's and women's games, who should we actually be looking out for? Who's the next one to catch our eyes?
It's hard always to pick out teammates within my squad. Obviously you need to look out for all of them, but I would say I'd say Anna Toman actually for us. I was actually just discussing her a second ago, but she is someone who I think has been steadily a rock for us for quite some time. She actually looks like she's been around the team for multiple cycles, and this is in fact her first cycle, and this will be her first games. She's a rock defender for us, kind of makes the game look very easy, and yeah, she'll be a huge kind of part in this team's success this summer. So Anna Toman is definitely, I'm going to pick a defender because I need her to play well to help me. So I'm going down that route.
Keep them sweet.
yeah, exactly. And then, like, you know, up front we've got a youngster, Izzy Petter, who has such a bright future ahead of her, and I'm really excited to see how she kind of handles this world stage this summer. And yeah, hoping she pops a few goals in as well. So I think from the women's squad, that's it. And I'm on the men's, I don't really know, to be honest. I think they have shown at the Euros recently that they've got some really exciting talent across that group. And yeah, I think the boys as a squad are just going to be a team to keep an eye on, because I have a good feeling about how they're going to do.
I'm just so excited. We do so good at so many sports. We're a very lucky nation. We're very spoiled as Team GB. And you know, this goes down to the quality that yourself and fellow colleagues put in at club level, international level. And of course, for those that don't know, you're based out in the Netherlands. Tilburg, is that right? You're currently based in Tilburg.
Well, no, I've literally just signed for them.
You just signed for them, so that's it. So, and it's a nice part of the Netherlands. I've actually been there for a music festival, a street festival in the town, so I can vouch and say that. Yeah, good vibes. They've got good music taste down there. But
yeah, they're a cool nation.
Absolutely, it's one of my favorite, legitimately one of my favorite places to visit. It's just great people, and of course, you know, a great place to play your trade. So of course, we kind of surf through the fun and twists and turns of lockdowns and pandemics and all that good stuff. What were your kind of go-tos? Of course, across the socials, fitness is so important to you. So what were your kind of go-to pieces of equipment or, you know, routines that kind of kept you sharp and tip-top?
Yeah, it was a really interesting period, because again, it goes back to that, like, it was so far from the norm for us. So obviously we were used to kind of getting up, going to Bisham Abbey, kind of having a program to follow, and then all of a sudden, like, it was gone. Like, it was like, stay fit and healthy, and you can't come into the gym. So it's like, oh, great, thanks guys. I was really fortunate that sponsors helped me kit out my garage. Like, I basically have the ultimate pain cave, and I'm super lucky that I had that space and kind of the support system around me to make that come to life. So I kind of really got, as a house, I live with a couple of the men's squad, and we kind of got into Zwift. It's like an app. Cycling app, and just got like very competitive on there, kind of got into the challenges, and for me it was a really good opportunity to try and build up some sort of conditioning base, which typically you don't get the time really to invest in because you're focusing on your strength and power and obviously your goalkeeping in itself. So it was just really fun to do it differently. I've been so used to having the same kind of weight program for 11 years. So again, like we were just like following Men's Health beach bod programs. Like, it was, again, sounds ridiculous, but it was like, why not? Like, we know we're going to be in good shape. It kind of gives a freshness to what we're doing. And then what I tried to do, I guess, through social media was kind of show some bits and bobs that people could do just in their gardens if they had that space, because I was very aware of like how lucky I was to have this kit, and not many people did have that. So again, just doing like HIIT sessions in the garden or rolling around in your goalie kit, or if you don't have goalie kit, even just doing those goalkeeping movements is going to keep you kind of sharp and keep you excited to get back on the pitch when eventually that day was going to come.
And I think what doesn't get spoke about enough in the world of sport and with athletes as well was like having partnerships like Redbull, and just how important is that as far as, you know, helping yourself as an athlete to grow, but also helping the sport as well?
Yeah, absolutely massive. I mean, these guys have been so influential in not just kind of my career, but in the sport so far. You know, they just go above and beyond to do whatever they can to help you. Like, all they're interested in is making you the best version of yourself. And for them, there is like no barriers to what they can go out and if you know, if I turn to them and say, look guys, I need this, I think it's going to help me be better at this, they will go sort. If they can't do it, but they'll still go source it or try and work out a way to make it happen. And like some of the stuff we did, obviously the Maddie Saves project a couple of years back, and it's like groundbreaking for the sport to have, you know, hockey captured in that sort of way, and, you know, getting massive hits on YouTube and just getting our sport out to a different audience and kind of showing us what it's all about. Those guys are what, you know, how they've made a huge difference for us. So I'm incredibly grateful to have them and the other guys that support me to kind of help me, yeah, like I say, be the best version of myself, but at the same time grow our game, because that's what is also incredibly important about like leaving a bit of a legacy behind, and not just when I call it a day think I've not done anything for the guys that go on to kind of take on my shirt.
So important, and shout out to Redbull obviously for making this happen, as you know we continue talking to many great athletes from the Team GB world. Final little thing from us, Maddie, is a little segment we like to call recommendations. We've been seeking the guests of the show to give us, you know, their kind of tips and tricks in all kinds of different things. So we love to ask, and we want to ask you, the Mad Dog, what is your recommendations as far as what you're watching at the moment, if you have time? Is there anything on the old Netflix or Amazon or YouTube or TV? What is your go-to at the moment?
Do you know what? Normally I would say to you, I actually don't have anything because I normally have zero time for TV. But because I've just come off the back of a tournament, I am following something called The Bold Type. Now, this is a bit of a girly show, I have to say, guys, sorry. But it is so funny. And I would highly recommend it. There's like 4 seasons, so there's a real binge-worthy amount there on TV. So that's on Netflix, and that's what I'm watching at the minute. The Bold Type. Very easy watching. It makes you laugh. So what more can you want?
Dre, that's it. That's for you, buddy.
Yeah. That's honestly. Well, I've just finished with my wife and I. She's put me onto a show called Working Mums, which is brilliant. So if you haven't watched that, you
amazing.
Need to watch that one.
So Bold Type's kind of similar. Like, it's just great.
All right, okay. We'll get on that in here. This now is the most important question you're going to answer.
Okay, go for it.
Now I need that theme, that song that we should be listening to, the one that gets you hyped up for your competition. Yeah, you knew it was coming, so I need that one that we can put on our playlist.
You actually want that song?
I want that song. I'm gonna play it. I literally will put it on my playlist.
I told you, like, honestly, it's like I heard it in the car one year, years ago now, and I got out of the car and I was like, I literally want to go to war. Like, I want to go to battle. Like, that's how it made me feel. So I was like, this is perfect. This is like my pre-game tune, and it has been ever since. Like, I put it on, repeat in my headphones, and that's it. I'm off, ready for battle. It's so random, though. It is the most random tune of all time. I have no idea where it's come from.
That is,
right, that's got to go on the playlist now, definitely.
Yeah, get on there.
This is it. See, we there's always full of shocks. It doesn't matter what sport you're from. There's always kind of lots of hidden gems that we have to get into, Dre. And so, you know, Maddie, thanks to you, we're properly clued up now. But look, Maddie, we want to say thank you so much for your time. We are very excited to see how this summer will unfold. And it's nice to meet again in a weird Zoom kind of world, but nevertheless, thank you for chatting to us, and we got our fingers crossed for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a pleasure.